Hi there, thank you so much for tuning in to sports today. Right now, here with the latest with regards to the FIFA World Cup. In case you missed out on watching the match, a thriller of a match we saw there, and France now have become the first team to make it to the round of 16. Two wins in two games, and the Les Blues are on their way to the round of 16. Now, yes, another game to play. They do play Tunisia in a couple of days' time, and yes, they would want to rest a couple of players as well before that game. But having said that, two wins in two games, and it was that man Kylian Mbappe. Well, what form he's in. When you talk about his numbers, in fact, he's scored 50 goals for both club and country for the first time in a calendar year, and he'll be mighty proud of that record as well. Well, he'll have to continue to do more of that for successive years now if he wants to be compared to the likes of Messi and Ronaldo going forward. But a brilliant start. There's just not a lot of flaws that you can point in his game, and he had a very good game today. He'll be very happy with the two goals that he scored, especially the last goal which came right towards the end in the dying stages of the match. A very well scored goal, well assisted as well from Griezmann from the right flank, and as any poacher would, he was at just around the lurking around the goal, and he was quick to respond to it, and he did take his chance. So 31 goals in totality now for his country, and having said that, 50 goals, as I was just saying, 50 goals is what he's managed in a calendar year for the first time. Yes, there's still a couple of months of football to be played, a month of football to be played, and he'd be hoping to add more goals to his tally, both at country level as well as club level. But what a sensational year Kylian Mbappe has had. Speaking of how the game really panned out, yes, it was France who had the upper hand all along. They enjoyed good possession. They continued to attack. They built pressure. They would be disappointed, and I'm sure they were at the end of the first half. But nevertheless, two goals scored in the second half. Christensen, though, equalized for Denmark in the second half, but Kylian Mbappe ensuring that France got all 3 points, and they've now become the first team. So, for all those viewers joining us right now, France have indeed become the first team to make it to the round of 16. They do play Tunisia in a couple of days' time, and the group, by the way, stays very much alive. There's a very interesting game coming up. Argentina taking on Mexico. There is, of course, and we'll be bringing you live updates from that game as well. But having said that, just talking about the fact that France, yes, they do play Tunisia in that one game that's left for them. But Denmark, for them, it's a defeat and a draw. But having said that, they do continue to stay alive in the tournament. It's not They're not out of the tournament yet. End of the course, loading. Well, we'll have to wait and watch, Shankar, whether end of the course it is indeed that case or not. So we'll have to wait and see how things really play out. But France will be very happy with the kind of start that they've had to the tournament, just the kind of start they would have hoped for as far as their title defense goes. And for all of those watching us right now, I'll be more than happy to take questions, and let's get this conversation going in as lively a manner as we possibly can. Let's also tell you a few numbers as well as far as this match goes. As I was saying, 21 shots on target for France all throughout those roughly 96 minutes that were played. Wasn't a lot of shot accuracy though. That's an area they would want to improve in the next game. With just 33% accuracy, so 7 shots on target out of the 21 total attempted shots all throughout the match. 6 corners as against 4 for Denmark. But Denmark, though, did manage to convert. They had just 2 shots on target, but out of that, one did end up being behind the net. As far as big chances missed go, yes, France really could have capitalized on two other chances that they had as well, and they'd be kicking themselves for having missed out on those chances, because the game did go pretty deep, and you had to look beyond the 80th minute for Mbappe to score the equalizer. And Griezmann performance till now is what Shankar Saxena is asking. Well, I would say Griezmann definitely had a better game than he had than the previous game that he had, and it's not just because of that assist. Of course, a vital assist from him that came around the 82nd minute for Mbappe. Again, good vision from him, but he looked good on the ball, and he was alert. Remember, his workload definitely has increased. We saw him take all the corners, all the set pieces are now going to be falling in his kitty because there is, remember, no Paul Pogba playing for France. So the workload in terms of in that regard has increased for Antoine Griezmann, and yes, I think he'll be very happy. Yes. Against Australia as well, he had a decent game, but yeah, I think when you look at it closely, he had a better game today. As far as this goes, let's say what the other comment. There is another comment that we have here. We'll just try taking that as well. Please make a document on football experts. Okay, the comment has been deleted. Okay, we'll try taking more questions as well. But once again, for those of you joining us right now, France have now become the first team to qualify to the round of 16. They did it in some fashion, securing a 2-1 win over Denmark, and Kylian Mbappe there scoring two goals. For the Les Blues, and 2-1 was the final scoreline. For the first time, Kylian Mbappe reaching the 50-goal landmark in a calendar year for both club and country, a record he'll be proud of. But everything that this player's got, in terms of trying to repeat this going forward in successive years, he's got everything in him to be able to convert this record, or take this record forward, and replicate his performances going ahead as well. A very, very good match coming up as well after this too. It is Mexico taking on Argentina. Remember, Argentina in a desperate situation. They really do need a win over here, and we'll be bringing you all the updates from that match here on Sports Today. So don't forget to tune in again after the match ends. I'll be here to talk to you, take all your questions as well. Yes, Mbappe was a bit selfish, Shankar, because he could have looked for Griezmann. I think he was the man alongside him right at the death, and yes, it was a bit selfish from his end. And maybe yes, as a player, you've got a 2-goal cushion, you've got a 1-goal cushion, dying stages, and yeah, France were defending deep. They had all their bodies in their half. So possibly, yes, of course, that would have definitely put the game to rest, and that goal difference would have increased had he looked for the player that was right alongside him. But Mbappe just being a little self-centered over there, and going for the strike. But again, it's still early days for him, and he will definitely want to improve on that aspect of his game. And yeah, it really could have been 3-1, but again, as I said, France were in a comfortable position by then. They had a defensive shape as well, and yeah, it did look in all probability that they would be able to defend that 1-goal cushion that they have. So see you then, folks, after the Argentina Mexico match. As I was saying, a must win game for Argentina after that shock loss to Saudi Arabia. And yes, we'll have to wait and watch how the response from the Argentina side is going to be. I'll be here, and let's get another conversation going in a couple of hours' time. Thank you so much for tuning in right now.